Today, we look at a Hasbro figure that might actually be good. I don't know. I have been so over that brand, but I've had things on pre-order like this and the Blob, which will probably be here tomorrow, which means I'll make a video pretty soon. But look. So what do you know about this character? I just looked up the little bio about her, and she served the Empire for a little bit and was supposed to kill Luke, and then there was a Luke clone, Luke with 2 U's, and then she decides to not kill Luke, the normal one, and then they end up getting married and having a baby named Ben, which seems like some crossover from what they did with the latest trilogy. Anyway, she marries Luke Skywalker, so she's cool. She's good. She's got a lightsaber that should be what? Is that her own? Or is that the lightsaber she gets from Luke, which is Leia's lightsaber? I don't know. Don't know enough about that. But artwork in the front of the box, thank you so much. That is my favorite kind of box. And it looks like a book, which is good because that's what she comes from, a book. And spoiler alert, she ends up dying in one of the stories. The end of her story is she's dead. So let's check this thing out. I love artwork on the covers of this stuff. It's actually a really high gloss, soft, like very smooth front cover, which is kind of an interesting thing to say, but it's such a layer, a laminate layer, whatever, like that the cardstock, I don't know what I'm talking about, but this is much higher quality than what we've even seen with the VHS style boxes. So excellent job on that. Thank you guys for putting some work into the packaging. Now, I don't think she comes with this headset, which I think is a big missed opportunity. You're gonna put that on the front of the box and then just make her look like this. I don't think there's an extra head sculpt in there. Why wouldn't you do that? Give her the extra head sculpt. Anyway, it's $27.99. Is that gonna be is that a good price? Let's find out, because Hasbro has gone crazy with their prices, but $27.99 seems like the new base price, even though it should probably be like 24 bucks. But maybe this is like an exclusive only thing and it's worth paying a little extra. But she's a Black Series figure as shown here, which means she should come with some extra stuff. She should be a premium character. Anyway, I'll shut up and we'll open it. How about that? How about I just shut up and open it? Get the feeling, yes. Okay, here we go. So nicely done. When you open it, you get a shot of the figure. You get another shot from the comic or the graphic novel or whatever it is she's actually from. And oh, look, a little bio. So you probably don't even need me to tell you any of that stuff. It's right here. Oh, it's only in one line because these are other languages. Anywho, cool, right? Plastic-free packaging. Everyone loves This is unanimous. Everyone loves plastic-free packaging. No, I'm one of the few probably. All right, let's open it up. I don't think there's gonna be a good, I don't think there's a safe way to like really open this thing, because something's gonna get ripped trying to open it. Maybe we can, there we go. All right, so if you're gonna open yours, slide something in and kind of help pull from the center. Otherwise, I think this is gonna rip. Anyway, side note, plastic-free packaging, I know, people. But look, all that extra space, is that good or bad? And typical with Hasbro, even when there is plastic involved, you get this little sheet that talks about safety or whatever. No one cares. No one cares. So taped in, which is interesting. Taped shut, which is also interesting, versus like the VHS boxes. These are a little bit different. And by VHS, of course, that's like the Marvel stuff, not Star Wars. But whatever, it's all Hasbro, overcharging for nothing. I said it. A mummified Mara Jade. I'm gonna say it's probably Mara, not Mara. Whatever. If you're reading it out of a book, nobody ever says it. It can be whatever you want it to sound like. Mara Jade, Mara Jade, Mara Jade. All right, so of course, in this little baggie, we got some accessories. Gonna be a gun and a lightsaber, that's it. No extra hands. Just, not a good start. Black Series. God bless Hasbro. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? 30 bucks, it's Black Series, and this is it. This is all you get. 3 little things. A blaster, a saber, and this. With no extra head sculpt. If it's gonna be a Black Series figure, it should come with extra stuff. Isn't that kind of the whole point of that series? I don't know. Isn't it? Of course, it would have been like $34 probably, added extra head sculpt. She should have her head sculpt that has these things on her head. Why wouldn't you do that? Anyway, but the cool thing about Mara Jade, what is he doing here? Go away. Oh, well, actually, thank you. Yes, please subscribe. What? The upside to the lightsaber, if we can get that thing in focus. So details looking fine. I mean, it's typical Hasbro. It only looks nice because it's a metallic paint with a matte piece in there. But you can do this, and now you have a lightsaber that is not extended in action mode. So I think that's cool, and if you can do this with other lightsabers, then you have the ability to change out colors. I don't know. This is really the only one. I have stuff on pre-order, but that's mostly for the channel. You can tell my love for Hasbro is like way down here. Even though I have all the VHS stuff up there, whatever. Let's talk about the good stuff. I like that the little hook piece is here, like the, you know, whatever. What would you do? Can't hang it on anything, can you? Yes, you can. Thank God. All right. So her blaster, it's literally just one color. I mean, the muzzle or whatever is a brighter silver, and then you just have this. They're not, you know, big on details. Now, she's coming from a comic thing or graphic novel or whatever, so she's being lifted from that. So the styling, it's gonna be kind of open to interpretation a little bit. I think this figure looks a lot like Ming-Na Wen. I'm sure I'm saying her name wrong, and I'm sorry. You were like my biggest crush when Street Fighter came out. All right, so looking at details, there is a little bit of an imperfection right on her forehead, and I can't really get that to wipe off up there. This is a little unfortunate, but she's got like a matte finish on her skin, which I think is a great touch. We really need that with things that are plastic, right? Because otherwise you get like a shiny, glossy finish, and it just doesn't look right when it comes to skin unless they're supposed to be sweaty or something. But the goggles do look good, and I really wish that these pieces, you know, came off and you could do an alternate head sculpt. It'd be really, really nice. But Hasbro, when it comes to sculpt work, I think, you know, the team members involved are always doing excellent when they can. So when they get to do hair and stuff like that, if it's a whole new figure, you're going to get some really cool stuff. Versus like reused parts, then you just kind of feel like they're dropping the ball a little bit. Now she's just got single jointed elbows, so we're gonna get but the lipstick looks nice, the eyes look good. Again, the sculpt work looks nice. You know, there's good chiseled cheekbones or whatever, but it's not bad. It's just, I don't know about that price, but I like the sculpt work. These guys behind the sculpting are always just really doing an excellent job. I'm a bit upset about the lack of accessories though when it comes down to this figure as a whole. So an alternate head sculpt would have been perfect, especially if you're gonna put that on the front of the box. Like, come on, guys. And then alternate hands, because right now she just always has these hands, which is really unfortunate. Maybe you don't want the blaster in her hand, so she just looks like she's got kind of problem. So now, when you pose this on your shelf, she needs to pretty much always have the stuff in her hand. So it's cool that there's the little hook here, so that if you take the lightsaber apart, you can hang the lightsaber here, which is a really, really nice touch. I love that. I hate that this hand is always gonna be open for a lightsaber. Maybe you wanna put a lightsaber in the right hand, but you can't. But let's stay on the positive stuff for now. So let's start looking at her articulation, and we do have some peg holes in the feet, which I think is going to be probably crucial for her because she's got some tiny high heel feet. Those joints, I'm a little worried after seeing what has happened with a lot of stuff that has been released lately. These I can't really seem to get to move, but we'll come back to that. So the head, yeah, we're not really going to have any articulation here because of that hair. So you can turn it all the way around. You just, you know, you gotta mess with how the hair is gonna touch her body, which is gonna force the head down as it's pushing against their body here. She's not gonna look up, obviously, like she just can't because of the hair. And then as far as looking down, she can, but because, you know, characters with hair like this, it becomes a bit of an issue, which is another reason to have the alternate head sculpt, I think, because her looking down looks weird. So there's no like tilting side to side or anything. As far as the arms go, we can go out into a T pose. They look good. Good sculpts, good muscles and stuff. She's got full rotation there, not a problem. And of course they can spin around because there's nothing in the way. Very simple joints. The elbows are gonna rotate and bend just a simple 90 degrees, nothing special. The wrist is also the same way. So 90-degree wrist, spins, no problem. It does come out, I'm sure, but there's nothing to put in there. The torso, diaphragm, whatever you want to call this section, it has a full twist, no problem. It can lean left and right. It's got some ab crunching, which is good. And then she's got this kind of U-shaped cutout, which gives her a lot more range, but looks incredibly weird because the way it's cut back here. So yeah, because it gets a little flat on the top. So you can get some great range, but you don't need it because it's just at the cost of having a weird sculpt. There's no waist rotation, so it is just purely up here. And as far as the legs go, nearly full splits. I mean, that's good enough. And then they can kick forward and back just a little bit because of obvious reasons. Then we have this stupid swivel piece, but at least it's kind of hidden on this all black character, and it kind of goes in with the textures and the sculpt or whatever. But yeah, these things, they just need to get rid of them. The knees are double jointed, which is always good. Huge fan of double jointed knees, so thank you for doing that. There's no rotation down the leg aside from that one. And then the ankles, which again, I'm really afraid of. I don't know if this is gonna break. Okay, wow. That was incredibly tight and very worrisome. I was a little afraid because Cyclops and a lot of the Dungeons and Dragons stuff has been breaking on people, like out of the box and stuff. So you just really don't know what to expect anymore with Hasbro. But classic, standard, ankle otherwise. So thanks that nothing broke, but it's a very simple figure, very simple accessories. Again, I love that you can do this, but I hate that the hand is always in the scripting mode. How can you not give us extra accessories? It's so dumb. But obviously this is gonna be a very straightforward just setup. All she can really do is potentially hold this gun. And I'm sure there are a lot of you that collect this stuff that have a lot more Star Wars figures, and is this just basically a reused gun anyway? Like, we've seen this probably before. It looks a lot like what Han Solo used, but without his scope on top. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just, again, I mean, you know, it's Hasbro. They just reuse stuff all the time. The hands aren't even that great. they just kind of hold things a little weird. Like, the gun isn't really centered as it needs to be. And this hand over here just kind of, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, the plastic is soft enough that you can like bend things, but I don't know, something about the way she's holding that it just looks off. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't hold it very well. It pops out of place a lot. So not great, but let's get into posing. So there we go with Mara Jade. Look, I know this is going to be an item that a lot of people get because I think this is the first time that she's been made. And if it's somebody that marries Luke Skywalker, how are you not going to buy this figure? Does she need some extra stuff? Absolutely. Extra hands, alternate head, because she's always just kind of got this smile, a little smirk or whatever. And it's just like, okay, she's going to go into battle, kind of like cocky looking or whatever. And then the hands that are in here are not great because this just doesn't hold the lightsaber properly. It's just pretty frustrating. Rating in these different elements of this figure. When we talk about the details, man, it's almost like Hasbro has to kind of be in their own class because their best detailed stuff obviously doesn't compare to some other stuff like NECA, other brands. So I'm tempted to just give this thing a 3 out of 5 when it comes to details, but I think for Hasbro, for what they do, the sculpting in the world of Hasbro, we're gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Articulation is pretty weak. Obviously the head really can't do much. The legs are fine. The arms are you know, could be better. I really like the sculpt work though, by the way, the muscles and stuff. I think that is very well done. So not too many joints to make it look bad. So if this is a figure that you're only getting one of, you want it to look the best, I guess this is as close as we could get, since they want to give us extra items. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Posing is super weak because you can't do much because she just comes with a couple basic hands. So you're gonna put her on the shelf, she's gonna be in one good pose, that's it, pretty much forever for her. So again, posing, we'll just give her a 3 out of 5. I mean, she could do some different stuff, but by really just holding these things, that's it. You're super limited. At the end of the day, the biggest question is it worth it? Is she worth $27.99? Now, I love the box art. Not everybody collects the box art. In-box collectors obviously never get to look at the figure. You get to see pictures of the figure, which, you know, you could just use the internet for that. For plastic-free packaging, this is a really nice box. They really put some high quality into the front of this thing. She really needs extra stuff though. I mean, if you're gonna put her in a Black Series thing and for 30 bucks essentially, she needs more. If you're an average collector of this stuff, then I would say it's overpriced and you're not getting enough stuff. But as rare of a character as this is, as important as she is, you know, depending on the stories that you're reading, yeah, she's awesome. She's a cool character, and I'm sure a lot of people have been waiting for her for a long time. So is she worth $27.99? Yes, to the right people. She's cool, but she really needs the extra accessories and stuff. Anyway, thank you so much. And I can't wait to do another Hasbro figure and be a complainer the whole time through that one too. I'm sorry, okay? I'm just, at their price points compared to the other brands that we see, they just aren't holding up to it anymore. And I'm sure a lot of people do agree with that. Anyway, thank you for watching. And if you want to see a very overpriced Hasbro figure, watch one of these really old videos I put up. That one. Yikes. We'll see you next time.